Good afternoon, everyone. I hope you can hear us. Nice to meet you. I'm Daniele Campobenedetto. I'm an assistant professor at the Faculty of Architecture of Politecnico di Torino and an architectural teacher at the Master Courses in Architecture, Construction, City. And maybe I can leave the floor to my colleagues to a brief presentation, and then we can start our presentation.
Hello, everybody. I hope you can hear me. Maybe you can try to answer to these questions by writing in the chat you have at your disposal on the left. I suppose also that you should see me somehow. I am Alessandro Armando. Yes? Ah, no, okay, Valeria is right. So just a brief check about our duties. Okay, perfect. Thank you for the feedback. I am Alessandro Armando. I am an associate professor at the Politecnico, and I'm coordinating the master course degree program at Architecture, Construction, City. So I will present you briefly the first features of this master course, and then my colleagues will follow and will explain in detail the structure and the conception, the overall conception and organization of the course. So as first, I would just tell you something about the conception, the scientific construction the program, which is built, let's say, on three main streams, which correspond mostly to the three words of the title, of course. So when we say architecture, we mean something like something which is connected mostly to the practice and the conception of architecture design, both in a technical and in a, let's say, cultural, intellectual approach, trying to intertwine the multidimensional features of the architecture project. So we would like the student to learn to design buildings and the architecture spaces in general, but also to be aware about the history and the theory of and the social aspects of the architectural project. This is about architecture, but then we also have a specific attention for the construction aspects of the project, of architecture project, and maybe the two main aspects, technical aspects we are focusing on through our courses are the building physics and the structural engineering, which are completely connected and integrated into the teaching of architecture design into our design units. But also we have parallel courses according to your choices in organizing your teaching plan. And then the third aspect is city, of course, because we believe that to be an architect you need to be very aware about how the urban dimension affects your activity as an architect. So you start from being immersed into the exchanges with a broader network of actors and roles, but also controversies which go throughout all the projects, where architects have to work and act. So we want to propose to students also to become particularly careful and to develop a series of skills about this, let's say, socio-technical aspect of architecture, which comprehend the decision-making processes, but also capacity of mapping the political aspect of an architectural project, and to keep together technical and political aspects along their activity. Then, of course, we also are a particular attention, according to this kind of approach, to the cross-disciplinarity and the way in which cross-disciplinarity and the specialization of the singular disciplines have to be organized. So we both have a path where you can go in depth into humanities and into technical paths that provide you a specific preparation about engineering and physics and other aspects, or programming and coding about the modeling of 3D modeling of your project. But at the same time, in the design units, workshops, and in other situations, you have to combine and to assemble into a multidisciplinary environment your teachings and your exams as well, and you will work two semesters at least. Then, of course, about the team working, we also have a specific attention about a series of activities which comprehend also the workshops, for instance, and the student teams initiatives, which are a specific way to organize teaching activities starting from your proposals, because you are enabled to propose to the teachers and to the organization of the master program specific activities by organizing and applying it to the institution. And of course we have a series of supports in order to put you into the situation of participating and to be involved into not only into the activities of the university, but also within the exchanges and the network of actors, of the local actors of the city and of a broader context with professionals and their offices which participate to our activities within the university. Then, of course, we have a specific attention to the international dimension of our teaching and of our research, which are seriously integrated into a series of activities which also involve the PhD students and the PhD courses, and a series of seminars. For instance, the seminars, the final seminars, which at present we use for enable the starting of the thesis project. And so we have a lot of places where we try to have a local integration and exchange with international students and teachers. And then, of course, we offer a wide series of Erasmus programs and exchange, both for the double degree program and for single exchange of students. And of course, despite the present crisis we're living in, we hope that we will restart again in few months to offer you the same collection of opportunities we have developed along the years about this international exchange, which are a basic resource for our activities. So I could this is just an overview about what we're doing now here and what is the approach of this master program. And maybe I can ask Valeria to follow and to continue to explain some specific aspect of the problem.
Yes. Let's see.
Okay.
Hello. I didn't introduce myself before, so maybe I can do it now, just very quickly. My name is Valeria Federighi, and I'm also an assistant professor and a teacher in the Architecture, Construction, City master course. Okay, to pick up where Professor Armando left off, the title that you will gain by concluding this course of study is the title of architect. It's a European title. So as we saw in the previous slide, you will have the opportunity of expanding your, let's say, your geography of experience, both during the course of the 2 years, but also this title will give you the opportunity of doing the same later. So the European title opens a broad range of opportunities when it comes to professional practice, because it inserts you into a network of course, European institutionalized professional networks. So this is the professional title that you will gain, that will allow you to practice the profession. We are also aware that there is an increased interest in the concept of expanded practice. So when you study architecture, you gain a number of competencies, a number of skills that open up a wider range of professional avenues. These are a number of skills that you will acquire during the 2 years of study, and that that characterize specifically the Architecture, Construction, City course of study. Understand and operate within transformation processes. In the course of study, we understand the project of architecture as a process, as a way to insert in decision-making processes. So during the design units, but also during the other courses that you will choose to construct your own course of study from, you will gain the ability to map, understand, and have an effect upon urban transformation processes as political and decision-making processes. Dialogue with public institutions. We believe that the urban dimension of the design is characteristic, and it is a specific intrinsic property of architectural design. Therefore, the professors that gravitate on the course and that teach in the course take a lot of attention in building connections with public institutions. So you will be, let's say, exposed to this network of connections, both local but also international, for example, in China and so forth. And of course, conceptualize. So the skills, the design skills that you will gain will allow you to, let's say, understand the premises, the presuppositions, and the conditions of urban and architectural transformations. So basically, you will be able, you will, let's say, practice the art of constructing the problem that you will then attempt to solve through design. Okay, so this is a diagram of the course program that allows you to visualize immediately what the various the structure of the course and the way that you can construct your own personalized courses. So for the first year, what happens is that you will consolidate your design knowledge that you have gained during the 3 years of the bachelor in the design units, and open up a wider range of skills. And you will do this both, as we anticipated before, both through very technical skills, very technical courses, but also through an exposure to the humanities. Oops, sorry. Okay. In the third semester, so the first part of the second year, you will have a more the possibility of personalizing your own, let's say, your own courses. So you will have the possibility of choosing among a very wide range of offers. As you can see here, there are some core courses that you will be exposed to either in the first part, in the first year, or in the second year, and then there will be freer choices from which to construct your own specific skills and the set of competencies. And then, of course, the final project, the thesis project, which is a very intense project, let's say, that weighs quite a bit on the curriculum, and that will allow you to, let's say, expand on one specific field of interest that by the end of your curriculum experience, you will have the ability to choose and to profit from. Okay, maybe I leave the floor to Daniele.
Thank you, Valeria. And it's my turn to describe you a little bit the environment in which you will live for 2 years if you will enroll in this master course. Valeria described you the path you have to follow, and I would like to underline that all this path is available in English, so it's possible to go through all these learning experience with English-speaking teachers, even international teachers, because we have a wide range of invited professor and visiting professor coming to teach in our course. But your academic life will not be just played inside the courses. There is a lot of things going on around courses, and in this slide you can find some example. You will have the possibility to access to different type of scholarship. Of course, there is the Erasmus Plus program that will allow you to collaborate, study, or do your final project in 20 countries and more than 50 institutions within and outside the EU, and other scholarship related to your final project. In fact, you can develop this final project with other institutions and not just inside our master courses or our university. There's special projects too involving extra EU countries like Japan, China, Colombia, Australia, Brazil, and Chile, and with 11 institutions involved in this special project. And there's double degree programs for of them. Internships are supported by Politecnico di Torino, and if you will enroll in this course, you will be able to do this internship after your graduation with a specific financial support from Politecnico di Torino. Finally, there are some honors programs like the Alta Scuola Politecnica, which is open to top students of our master courses, and final project seminars that can allow you to interact with research environment of the faculty in order to develop your final projects. These are some opportunities, but there are some is this series that is called Architecture Construction City Lectures, and each year are curated by some young professor with the collaboration of PhD students, and why not from students involved in the course. So maybe you will have the chance to collaborate in this kind of cultural constructions of the contents of this course. Here you can see some invited speakers for this conference that had been held these years, and you can check it out at www.daspstudents.org. You can find all the recording for this conference and the people invited, carried on by researchers involved. You can see here there's actually 3 of them involved in this project. So Alessandro, Valeria, and I. This project is called ARDE, Architectural Design Theory, and it is an international guest-curated and peer-reviewed journal to which maybe you will be able to collaborate and interact during your potential career inside Architecture Construction City. Also, in this case, you can check it out at arte.eu. Some numbers just to understand once again the environment. Architecture Construction City hosts 200 students per year, more or less. We are in the top 13 and top 33 university in architecture according to the QS ranking 2020. The employability index according to the Italian surveys is more or less 86% in the first years after degree, and the community of students is composed from more than 20 different nationalities. I don't know, probably you don't attended your bachelor at Politecnico di Torino, so just a few words to describe the physical environment in which you will maybe study in these 2 years. You can see here the Lingotto site of our campus, which is a former car factories from the 20s, and is quite peculiar because it was also described by Le Corbusier in some of his works because of the distribution organization of the interiors, and it has been refurbished by Renzo Piano more or less 30 years ago. So you will have the chance to study in this physical environment, but some activities and some services are inside our historical site, which is Castello del Valentino, which is a wonderful castle inside a park in the city of Turin. So our idea is not to have a separated campus from the city, but actually a campus that is integrated inside the network of services that are provided by the city, and you will have the chance to enjoy the city life while being in the campus and around it, not being separated from the city life, basically. So probably you have also some question about what happened during these 3 or 4 months of lockdown. As you probably know, Italy experienced a bad situation according to the COVID-19 emergency. We actually took this as a challenge and tried to transform our teachings in remote modes. You can find some example of the activity we did in these months at this site that is telearchitettura.com, and you can find videos, articles, students challenge, and some thought about from our professors around this. And you will be also able to have a look of the work of our students during the second semesters of the thing we are running out. Try to sum up our presentation and try to summarize why you should enroll to Architectural Construction City. We strongly believe that this is the opportunity for you to actually design a tailored training for your future. And this is particularly possible because of the choices you can make between inside the program and between exams and design experiences, especially in the second year and because of the final project. We strongly believe in transdisciplinarity, and so you will experience design unit not just held by architectural or urban design professors, but these professors in these disciplines will collaborate with other technicals and technicals matters, technicals disciplines, and with professors from humanities in order to help you in your design process. We think that we can be a sort of gate for international opportunities, both inside the course, because you will meet international students, you will be part of projects involving other universities. Valeria, for example, is working in the China room, that is a very active cluster of our department, which is really involved with Chinese university. But you can also just go abroad with different and multiple international programs. And finally, maybe the core of our master program is the idea to combine technical skills and humanities in order to allow you to dialogue with experts in technical matters, but also to understand the complex controversies and the complex network of factors that plays around the architectural and urban project. So I think this is it. We used our 30 minutes. Maybe I can leave the floor to Valeria or to Alessandro, as you want, for final remarks.
Thank you, Daniele. No, I would say just that we can finish with, in two ways, or whether asking the student if there are specific questions that they can write down in the chat, or by broadcasting the video about the master course. What is your suggestion about this conclusion?
Maybe, great. Maybe we can broadcast the video and then say goodbye. We would like to invite all the students that are interested to a Q&A session in which you will find Valeria to answer you, and maybe Valeria can put the link to join this Q&A section that will start immediately after these presentations. So in the chat you can find the link. We would like to underline that the Q&A session is open until 6 p.m. So we have 2-hour times to chat together if you are interested in peculiar part of the conversation.